Dun, dun. I can't remember the tune for the Jaws theme tune. I've actually never watched Jaws. I was trying to do a bit. I have a cold, so if my voice sounds particularly fried, then that's why, because my throat really hurts. Yay. Um, I'm so tired. I know it looks like I'm bold. I'm not bold. I mean, being bold is not a crime. It's okay to be bold, guys. But I'm not bold. I just pinned back my hair and I'm wearing a hat because um I find that when I'm ill, a lot of my sensory issues around hair gets just entirely worse. So there's that. Also, I haven't washed my hair in a week, so it is kind of greasy. Like, um, I don't think my get oh my fucking hell, I can't fucking speak. Can I swear in a video? It's not like I'm. It's not like this is going to be monetized anyway. Oh yeah. Um. Like my hair doesn't get that greasy as compared to some people because I have more curly hair, and I think people with straighter hair kind of like their hair gets greasier quickly. I don't know if it like maybe it like travels down to the ends faster. I don't flipping know. Um but anyway, that is not what I'm here to talk about. I'm sorry. I am a tangential person. I guess we're all tangential people, but yeah, I'm just not good at sticking to a specific script. I have no script for this, so it's just me talking, which will mean I'm gonna be talking a load of shit. That's just the deal. Da-da-da-dun. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to like it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, and I have thoughts on Valentine's Day. I think it can be sweet, you know. Celebrate the people in your life. That could be like romantic, platonic, just family members. Um, whatever. But don't combine romantic with family members. That's incest, and that's just kind of bad on so many levels. Um, but anyway, uh, like it's kind of sweet, but then also it's so closely tied into like consumerism and capitalism and all those lovely buzzwords. No, but it is though. Like you go into shops, like I go into my Tesco's and there's just a bunch of crap. There's a bunch of shit that like you're gonna buy and maybe you'll use it for like maybe a little bit and then it's gonna like be away in a cupboard somewhere. Like it's a heart shaped mug or something or whatever, or like a heart shaped plushie stuffed toy thing. You're gonna buy it going, oh, this is so cute. I need this. Oh my god, I need this. Um, and then like a while later, you're probably just not going to use it because it's low quality and it's like, yeah. I'm not saying like maybe like certain things like heart shaped dishes, I can see you like maybe using those outside of Valentine's Day, but there's certain things that I don't know. It's a money grab. They want your money. I mean, it makes sense. Companies like money. I can't blame them for wanting to make money. Actually, maybe I can. I don't. I don't know. Um, I'm not going to defend massive companies like Tesco's. Um, I buy stuff from them, but yeah. Anyway, what the fuck am I talking about? Jesus Christ. Sorry if that offended anyone. I don't know. Fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck. But anyway, I know, like, I feel like if you maybe like have a lovely meal with somebody, like you make something for someone, you make them like food or whatever. That's kind of sweet. It's showing that you appreciate someone. But I also feel like maybe it could be a little bit of Valentine's Day every day. Every day you have just you just sprinkle in some affection towards people, you know, showing that you appreciate them and just making little changes to be like, hey, you're like a cool person and I want to spend time around you. I feel like only delegating it to one day is kind of an issue. But I feel like also if you just want to have that, like you show affection to people outside of the day, but you just have a special day where like you do something with someone, and that's fair enough. But like I don't know. And I also said before, I think that like it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be like platonic. It doesn't, you know. But the issue is that like Valentine's Day is so often portrayed as only romantic. Like there's all of these things like, oh, I love you, y- like soulmates and stuff, which is fair enough. But um, I've I don't think I've ever had a crush. I've had times where I thought it might have been a crush, but it's never actually been a crush. Um, my brain. Sometimes my thoughts just stop, and then I have to remember what I was thinking and what I was talking about. And as soon as words leave my mouth, I just forget them instantly. So, like, I'll be talking to someone, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you said going back on what you said like a few seconds ago or a few minutes ago. You know, could you expand more on that?" And I'm like, "I don't flipping know. Um, I don't remember saying that. I just say random words." In kind of a sort of just word sludge and hope that it's amusing and just acceptable for that social situation. Um anyway, yeah, I don't think I've actually had a crush. I sometimes have periods of time where I am very like I think somebody's very cool, like a specific person. I kind of latch onto them. I think this person's really cool, and I really want to be their friend, and I want them to see me as a friend as well, and you know, um, I want them to think I'm cool too. But when I actually think about like dating that person or holding hands or doing like lovey dovey stuff, I don't. I just kind of am like I don't want to do that. I like if they said if like if like the next day they like confess their love to me, I wouldn't. I would just want to stay friends. I would never see them as anything more than a friend. So it's not really crushes. I think it's just me thinking people are very cool. Um. So yeah, and I don't know. I just kind of don't care much for the romantic aspect of Valentine's Day or the romantic aspects of anything really. Um, if you have crushes on people, fine, that's fun. I know people say that crushes can be quite fun. It's the idea that sorry, I just got a notification. Um, it's like the idea that you have a crush and you have like you're like, oh, this person, I really really like them, and you don't always act on it, but just knowing that you have a crush is like exciting, and I kind of get that. I kind of understand that, but yeah, I've also never really fallen in love. I don't think. um like I can really really like somebody as a friend and I think they're really cool and awesome, but again it's never gone further than that. And I mean I have difficulty identifying my feelings, but I think everybody does to some extent. um but yeah, so I just whenever people in school when I was growing up and stuff, when people were talking about like I have a crush on this person or I'm dating this person or stuff, I'd be like good for you, but I don't really understand that. And yeah, I have no idea really how that would feel. And maybe in the future, maybe I'll find somebody who's like the right person and they'll be like I'll fall in love with them or whatever. But I don't know. Right now I'm just happy with friends and family. Um and I feel like you don't need a romantic relationship to be completely fulfilled and happy. Um you can have really good friendships. Like I feel like there's different types of friends as well. Like there's friends who you like I don't know, from what I've learned throughout my lifetime is that there are different friends for different occasions, which does make friends seem like a choice of outfits. And I promise it's not that. It makes it seem really like I'm just like picking and choosing like friends, um, which seems a little bit selfish, but um, I don't think I worded that right. Um, but there are some friends who you will have just kind of. I hate the word small talk. I don't even know what small talk means. It seems like nobody actually knows what small talk means. Um, but there's friends who you will kind of make jokes with, maybe talk about the weather. I mean, I talk about the weather quite a lot because living in the UK, the weather is kind of a big part of things because it, it's rainy, sometimes it's windy, sometimes it's sunny. It changes quite a bit, during the day. Um, so I kind of understand that, and we're always complaining about the weather. Like I guarantee, like if you don't live in the UK, that is one of the stereotypes that I think is actually true. I like the amount of times I've said it's pissing it down or something along those lines, or just it's flipping raining. Oh, those clouds don't look that good. The amount of times that somebody has said that to me or I've said that to someone else, it's too much to count even within one day. Um, what was I even talking about? Oh yeah, there are friends you have like small talk with, or friends that yeah, like you don't talk about deep stuff with them you that much, and you have friends who you like hanging out with in a group, but then maybe like one-to-one conversations aren't as much of a thing. There are friends who you tend to prefer talking to them just one-on-one, as opposed to the other category. Um, and I feel like also like the same friends can change in between different categories between the course of your friendship. Um, and maybe you won't always be friends with the same people and stuff, basic stuff. But yeah, um, but you can obtain different things from different people. And I don't think I need a romantic relationship to do that. Um, I mean, I've never had a romantic relationship, um, so I wouldn't know. But I get annoyed when people say, "Oh, well, how do you know if you don't want like romantic love or physical love, um, if you haven't tried it?" And it's like, yeah, but like you, sorry, a dog barked, but it's like, I mean, I feel like you don't have to necessarily try something to know you don't want to do it. Like, I mean, this is probably an extreme example, but I know I don't want to drink bleach. I've never tried drinking bleach that I know of. Um, I don't want to. I don't need to try it to know that it would probably be a bad idea. I know that's probably a false comparison. But another thing is like, oh, well, how do you know your sexuality? Like, how do you know you're straight? You know, you maybe haven't found the right person who's like the opposite sex. You know, maybe, it's like if it was a man, it'd be like, well, maybe you just haven't found the right man yet. How do you know you're actually straight? Um, I don't know. Or if it was a woman, like, how do you know you're straight? Or how do you know you're gay? How do you know whatever? Um, for me, I just kind of know that I don't want to. I don't want to have that kind of relationship with anyone. I used to think that I was like bi. I used to think I was bisexual because I kind of didn't care. I thought that I didn't care about gender when it came. Like I thought I just didn't care about gender, uh, and that kind of was true in a way. But it's in the sense that I'm equally indifferent to all people. um, so, mm. And again, maybe I will find the right person. But right now, I'm happy where I am, and I have friends, and I draw, and I make shit, and I'm not always happy, but and I can get sad, and sometimes I don't really feel anything. But that void growing in my brain is not, I don't think, from a lack of romantic relationships. The amount of time that I have said romantic is bothering me. But yeah, it's kind of weird seeing all of this messaging around love and stuff. And I like love songs, they can be nice, but it's kind of difficult to relate to them. Uh, but I don't think I ever wish that I could fall in love because I don't know. Some people have felt like there's something like missing with them, something wrong with them. And in that situation, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with me. I don't feel like I'm broken in that aspect. I've had other things growing up where I like, um, what was I saying? Yeah, I've had other aspects of me that I feel more ashamed about, more guilty about, Like, I grew up undiagnosed autistic. I was diagnosed when I was 15 or 16. Um, uh, but yeah, before that, I just kind of grew up being like, what is going on? Um, why is nobody else crying because of sounds in the classroom every day? You know, like why can't I seem to what like no matter how hard I try, it always seems that I don't actually know what to say right. Like I'm just throwing stuff I've heard other people say, like at social interactions, hoping that something will stick. Um, I feel like most of my humor is unintentional. Um, Actually, sometimes I think I can be funny, uh, like intentionally, but that's kind of more difficult. A lot of the time, I just say something, and then people laugh, and I'm not entirely sure why. Um, but yeah, but I don't know if I would describe myself as asexual or ace or um, I guess perhaps I do fit that category because I don't have crushes. I don't feel any interest in romantic relationships. I don't have any interest in like sexual relationships. Uh but again, things could change. I But maybe right now maybe that label would be easier to just explain to people. Um but I don't know. But if you feel like the label of asexual or aromantic works for you, then go for it. Like I don't see any harm in just saying that because then also it means I mean, I feel like aromantic isn't as much of a well-known term within like the wider world, but I think more and more people are learning what asexuality is. Um So maybe it would help if you said that, and then people have a general idea of what that means. Um, and it would be easier than having to explain it time and time again. Like having to explain, no, I'm not really interested in those relationships. I'm not really interested. Blah, 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 blah. So I can see how having a kind of one word thing, well, maybe a couple of words, uh, instead of like a whole essay about you and your life's experience. I can see how that would be easier, but I don't know. But I'm considering maybe for Valentine's Day I might like send some of my friends saying some messages saying I appreciate them, but I also don't want it to be taken the wrong way. Um, because even though like sending someone a Valentine's can be platonic, I don't want anybody to think that. Sorry, I just tossed a hair grip. Yeah, I don't know what I still don't want it to be taken the wrong way. Um but yeah, I feel like also if I want to make someone something to show I appreciate them, why should that be limited to just Valentine's Day? Screw you. I will give someone a gift on whatever day I like. Um yeah. But I think that's pretty much it. I just have a lot of thoughts flowing around in my brain currently. Mm-hmm. So I and some people say they like hearing me talking, and I don't really understand why. Personally, I can't listen to my own voice unless it is like sped up to 2 times speed or 3 times speed. So, like, uh, I yeah. Yeah, I should probably just end this.